Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped. Julian here with another exciting episode. And today we're going to be talking about the Edmonton Oilers. Yes, we're going to be continuing that series of videos that we have been making, talking about individual NHL teams. This year I'm doing 7 of these videos talking about the 7 Canadian NHL teams. We've already done the Calgary Flames video, so if you're curious about that, definitely check that out right up here. And this video, guys, is special because we finally, hopefully, corrected our audio issue. I know a lot of you guys have been commenting on that. I understand it has been an issue. Obviously, this is a new studio, a new house for me, so it's a new setup. So I've bought a new mic stand. I've also bought a new mic guard, and I do believe it sounds better now, guys. So let me know how it sounds now. Hopefully, we can put those issues aside now and focus on the fantasy hockey. Now, before we get started, guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you do want to take your support to the next level, consider following or joining, whatever you want to call it, me on Patreon, guys. You get so many benefits this year, like being able to DM with me one-on-one, which is awesome. Ask me any, fantasy questions you have. You also get to join a Patreon exclusive fantasy league, and you get other benefits like my draft guide rankings. Definitely consider hitting that button. All right, let's jump into it now, guys, and let's take a look at the Edmonton Oilers lines. So, the projected lines that I have for Edmonton this year are Nugent-Hopkins, McDavid, and Hyman on the top line, Jeff Skinner, Leon Draisaitl, and Viktor Arvidsson on the second line, and then Evander Kane, Adam Henrique, and Dylan Holloway on the third line, assuming that Edmonton matches Holloway's offer by St. Louis, and he doesn't go away as an RFA steal. Evander Kane is probably going to be missing the beginning of the season at the very least, so that third line could look a little bit more like Holloway, Henrique, and Corey Perry, or Connor Brown, or Mattias Ekholm, whoever they want to put up there to start. Now jumping into their players' fantasy value, and obviously rank 1 player in fantasy, Connor McDavid, 140 points last year, 100 assists, just an amazing hockey player, and definitely should be going first overall in your drafts. Now, Leon Draisaitl is ranked 6th by NHL. I have him ranked 8th, actually, so he's not a number 2 overall pick this year. I get that his position eligibility is really nice, but to me, he's at the very least number 5 because McKinnon, Kucherov, and Matthews all have more value than him this year. They're all safer bets than Leon Draisaitl. However, Leon Draisaitl is definitely not a bad pick, and if you fall to number 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 in your draft, he is an excellent pickup if you can get him. Then NHL has Zach Hyman ranked 20, and I actually 100% agree with that. I also have him ranked 20 on my list. He has been a revelation since joining the Oilers. He's been great at putting those garbage goals and has managed to score 54 goals last year. He'll continue to play with McDavid, both 5-on-5 and on the top power play. So once again, he'll likely be a top 30 player in fantasy hockey. Liking Zach Hyman and his dual eligibility, if he does keep that this year, is very valuable. Then NHL.com has Evan Bouchard ranked at number 19. While that ranking is too high, he is going to have another monster season in Edmonton while manning that absolutely deadly Oilers power play. I personally have him ranked at 39 this year. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins had a solid season last year, but it was very, very underwhelming compared to his previous season when he recorded 104 points. Going from 104 to 67 points is pretty significant. Last season, though, was a little bit more down to earth for Nugent-Hopkins. I think he'll do a little bit better than last year. NHL has him ranked at number 72. I have him ranked at number 90. Look for him to get back into the 70-point range this year. Now, Evander Kane also had a very underwhelming season, only scoring 44 points. He was clearly playing through a couple injuries, though, to my knowledge, so I am expecting a much better year for him once he's healthy. Even if he gets third-line minutes, the Oilers' third line is a lot better this year, so I'm expecting a good amount more production. Now, I had him ranked as high as number 58 in leagues that count hits, since he does hit and he does shoot a lot, so he gives you a really nice floor. But I say I had ranked him because it seems like he's going to be missing some time. We don't know exactly how much time he's going to be missing yet, so I haven't moved him in my rankings just yet. But I will be re-ranking him in my next rankings iteration. So if you do follow me on Patreon and you've been taking a look at my rankings, Evander Kane's probably going to be moved as soon as we know how long he's going to be out for. If he does have surgery, he can miss many, many months. So his new ranking is TBD until we know how long he's going to be missing for sure. Then Mattias Ekholm, NHL has ranked at 118. He has pretty decent peripherals and should continue to score a point every 2 games or so. I have him personally ranked at 164. Definitely a decent defenseman. Nothing too flashy or too amazing, but definitely a safe defenseman to have on your team. Then Jeff Skinner, who NHL has ranked at 125, should play 5-on-5 with McDavid or Draisiatl, which should boost his stats a lot. Power play wise, I doubt they break up their current PP1, but their PP2 will definitely be a lot stronger than it has been probably in decades in Edmonton. So Jeff Skinner is poised to have a pretty solid season this year. I have him ranked around 110. Viktor Arvidsson, NHL has ranked at 152, and I think he's going to play 5-on-5 with Leon Draisaitl. He is currently listed on Yahoo as only a left winger, but I don't see any way that he doesn't play right wing this year, so he should gain that eligibility pretty quickly. He is a bit injury prone, but man, if this guy can stay healthy, he could have a monster year. He is such an underrated, talented player. I personally have him ranked at 117, but could end up finishing a lot higher than that if he can just stay healthy. Then we got Darnell Nurse, who NHL does not have ranked in their top 200 fantasy players. I personally have him ranked at 132-ish. He has solid peripherals, but only had 32 points last year. He's a very boring, very safe defenseman draft pick who will get you a safe floor every night. So you're probably picking him pretty late in your draft, probably much later than 132, honestly, but that's probably about his ceiling, finishing about 132. You know, the peripherals are there. They're not as amazing as they used to be, but they're still pretty decent to give you that safe floor every single night. If you have made a lot of risks in your draft and you get late in your draft and you just need a safe defenseman pick, Darnell Nurse is that for you. Although I don't recommend usually making so many unsafe picks early in your drafts. Usually later in the draft that I recommend, hey, maybe you should make a couple of riskier, low risk, high reward picks. Then Adam Henrique is also unranked by NHL.com. I currently have him ranked at 176. He'll have the role as the number 3 center this year in Edmonton, and will probably move up the lineup if there are any injuries. He's a super underrated player every single year, and I think he's going to have himself another pretty good year playing as the 3rd line center in Edmonton. And finally, Stuart Skinner. NHL has him ranked at 52 overall. I have him ranked around 71. We're not too far apart there. Skinner's going to have himself a very nice season. He's going to get the vast majority of the starts in Edmonton. He is a guaranteed starter over there in Edmonton, so that's definitely something that you like when you pick a goalie in drafts, is one that's going to get a lot of starts, especially if you're in a points-based league. He's someone that's going to get almost every start that's not back-to-back, and Edmonton is going to be a very good team this year. They're not going to lose a lot of games. I think Stuart Skinner is a fantastic draft pick if you can get him. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. I hope you enjoyed my content today. If you did, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and consider joining my Patreon to take that support to the next level and unlock all kinds of perks. Take care, guys, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.